Hey everyone, it's Rhinne. Have you been having issues with Absol absolutely steamrolling your games? Well, fear not, because I'm here to give you 5 characters that counter Absol that you can start playing in your solo queue games today. In this video, I'm going to tell you the characters, I'm going to tell you how you should play it to actually counter them, and I'm going to tell you the builds that you should be running as well. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get to it. The first counter, and honestly probably the strongest, is going to be Tsareena. So Tsareena is probably the strongest character in solo queue right now. I know a lot of people getting raffle stomped by Absol at the moment, but Tsareena not only counters Absol, but Tsareena is also just absolutely insane into every character in this game. She doesn't really have a true counter in my mind. So the best way to counter Absol is going to be using your ult to just literally one-shot him. If you're running energy amp with attack weight and weakness policy, your ult will do 90% of his health bar, and then all you have to do is auto attack him afterward and he will die instantly. Your stomp can interrupt Night Slash, so you can preemptively use it if he psycho cuts you to stop the Night Slash so you can't get the second activation, or you can use it to actually cancel the second activation if he uses the first one on you, so you can just double stomp and it'll make it so he actually can't do anything, or he gets his Night Slash interrupted so he doesn't do damage. You're too tanky to die to him. Even if he does this full combo on you, you're still going to be alive. The only thing you have to do in this matchup is either fight him when you're 1 level behind or whatever before 9, so if you're 6 and he's 7, you can win that fight, or you just wait until level 9, and even if he has a 3 level lead on you, you will still one-shot him in team fights. If he has full heal, just make sure you bait out the full heal and then engage with your ult afterward. It's not really too hard to bait out. For this build, you're going to be running energy amp, attack weight, and weakness policy, as I mentioned earlier. Your goal is just to stack up your attack weight and then go from there. And then you're playing stomp and drop kick. Honestly, you can go grassy glide as well depending on the team comp, but it's up to you. Next up on the list is going to be Slowbro. So this one's also pretty obvious. So Scald lowers his attack damage by a lot, and Absol has absolutely ridiculous attack damage scalings. So if you look at his ratios, he has like 1000% ratio, and that's not counting the crits. So it gets even higher once you start adding crits into the equation. It's pretty much impossible to die to him if you go Amnesia, or honestly, you could even go Telekinesis. Both are good against him. Telekinesis can obviously stop him if he doesn't have full heal. He tries to psycho cut into your team, you just TK him, and then he can't do anything and your team eats him alive. His ultimate move obviously counters him. I don't think I really need to describe that. Just press the button. Absol can't play the game. He's an extremely squishy character, so without a Blissey ult, he'll pretty much pop instantly. Make sure in team fights you are either standing on top of your carry, getting ready to ult the Absol when he tries to engage on your carry, or you are just mirroring the Absol. So if the Absol is moving up in the Zap Pit, you're moving up as well and just checking him, or if he's moving down, you're also moving down and checking him. This one's not really too hard. For items on Slowbro, I've actually been running a triple damage, so Wise, Choice, and Special Attack specs. That being said, I do think the double glasses plus focus band is better, but you can try both builds and see what you like. For builds, you go Scald and you go either Telekinesis or Amnesia, depending on the game and the enemies. If they don't have a lot of unstoppables, then Telekinesis is actually really strong into those comps, and I think extremely underused, even though it's with Scald. Yeah, Amnesia gives Scald a slight damage buff, but the Telekinesis, especially if you hit level 13, is absolutely ridiculous and can just shut down people without even ulting. Third on the list is going to be Trevenant. So this one's pretty similar to Slowbro. Obviously, as a Trevenant, you can't really die to Absol. You have Focus Band, and you have Eos Cookie, and you have your passive, which gives you even more HP. Horn Leech obviously heals you as well. You win this matchup at every single stage of the game, so you never have to worry about 1v1ing the Absol. This is actually a really free matchup. Horn Leech will protect your team. If Absol tries to engage with Night Slash, you just Horn Leech the second he Night Slashes, and now all of a sudden he can't do the second activation, and your team can probably kill him during that time, or if not, they can reposition and he won't be able to get near them to kill them. You can just make his life a living hell by ulting him early and then running him down afterward, and he has no counterplay. He's already been CC'd, maybe your team can do some damage to him there. You can actually solo him really easily. You can kill him with a single curse rotation, so that's pretty cool. In team fights, you want to save your Horn Leech for when he engages, or you want to engage on him when he's so far from your team that you won't have to protect them with Horn Leech. Whatever you do, just make sure your goal is to CC the Absol so he can be killed. Remember, Absol's biggest weakness is how squishy he is, so if you can CC him even for a second, it's extremely likely that he will die. For builds, let's start with the skills. So for skills, you're going to be going Horn Leech and Curse. Honestly, Woodhammer could work instead of Curse as well, but I prefer the Curse variant at the moment. Horn Leech is definitely necessary to make sure that you can constantly CC him and others, and make sure you can do Curse combos and whatnot. For items, you're going to be going attack weight, Ales cookie, and focus band. So what you do in the early game doesn't really matter right now. Stacking items are OP, so just make sure you play to get those stacks. Once you get a lot of stacks, it's going to be extremely hard to kill you because you have 2 forms of percentage healing, and then you have the Ales cookie plus base defender stats. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Next on the list is going to be Charizard. So Charizard is actually very similar to Tsareena. All you need to do is hit level 9, and then all of a sudden, Absol can't play the game. Once you hit 9, you just ult him like you would on Tsareena, and he actually can't run away from it. The only difference is Charizard's ult is a little bit more dodgeable than Tsarena's is, because Charizard has a little bit more of a cast time. So if he has full heal, or if he has ult available, either try to bait those out, or just be very aware of when you're ulting, or maybe ult another target and then just follow the Absol around. Absol can't run away from your Night move because he just doesn't have the mobility. Night Slash can't make it away. Eject button can't make it away. Most Absols don't play X speed, but even then they can't make it away because you have the ult move speed buff. And then on top of this, they're going Psycho Cut instead of Sucker Punch, so they don't have another way of dodging it outside of their ult. So it's pretty easy to actually land ults on him and then just roast him alive. The slam itself from Charizard's ult actually does like half of his health, so you're already mostly killing him anyway if you can get your ult off, which is just absolutely ridiculous. For skills, we're going to be going Flamethrower and Fire Blast. Honestly, Flare Blitz can work instead of Fire Blast as well. I've been taking a liking to both depending on which team comp I'm against. If I'm against more Assassins, maybe I'll go Flare Blitz just to CC them for a little bit so my team can help follow up, or for the extra shield. Or maybe even just to stun them before I ult so they can't do anything in reaction. For items, you're going to be going Scope, Muscle, and Attack Weight. You don't actually need defensive items. You get so much healing from your ult because of the lifesteal that you don't need something like a Buddy Bear or a Focus Band. Though if you are feeling scared, I guess you can replace Attack Weight with Focus Band, but I don't recommend it. Last on this list is going to be Blissey. So Blissey is pretty notoriously strong for just absolutely one-shotting people with their ult right now, and Absol is no exception. So for Blissey, Safeguard gets rid of the Psycho Cut, so if you go Safeguard, you can just cleanse the Psycho Cut. That's where a lot of his damage is held in right now in his kit, outside of his ult. So if you do that, he'll be kind of a sitting duck. Your ult does 80% of his HP if you can land both hits, which is absolutely ridiculous. So if he jumps on your carry and you just ult them, now he's lost most of his HP. Then on top of that, even if he doesn't lose his HP, let's say he uses ult to go invuln, now you just protected your carry. Your carry's not going to die because they have the damage reduction, the 50% from your ult. They got the giant shield, and now they have an attack buff as well. And so they're just going to run over the Absol because they can't die at this point. All you have to do is make sure you stick with your carries to take him down. Obviously, Blissey's a supportive character, so you don't want to go out on your own. If he ever ends up finding you solo, you will end up being run down and killed by him. There is not going to be any counterplay there. You can also use Egg Bomb to interrupt him when you think he's going to Night Slash in. So just throw Egg Bomb at where you think he's going to Night Slash, not where he is right now. So if he Psycho Cuts, you just throw an Egg Bomb on top of yourself and it'll interrupt him as he goes. Maybe it'll stop the Night Slash, or at the very least it'll CC him and maybe some teammates can do some damage to him in the meantime. Or you can combo it into your ult, it just depends. Hopefully this video is your cure for the disease known as Absol. If you guys want more content like this, let me know down in the comments below if this has been helpful. Maybe I'll do this for future videos where other characters are absolutely dominating the meta so you can help take them down as well. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see y'all next time.